Hey guys, I'm back and welcome to video 28. I actually got the number right this time, and we're here playing and pretty much ready to, start to learn different manuals, and I'm going to show you guys how I build out my Shandell. So that's pretty much what I'm working with, and then besides that, I do have to kind of keep an eye on this guy because they're cultivating and they're almost at the demigod stage where I will have to also prepare them for a tribulation. And then I have this guy cultivating, but I don't think they'll get to this breakthrough before this session ends because I'll mainly be playing in the manual pavilion, and so time will be frozen because I'll be showing you guys exactly how I pretty much set up my auxiliaries and my formation pillar. So I'm going to first start with taking my disciples away from adventuring, and I just want to see where they're at right now. So he's already returning, and then this guy's adventuring and almost done, and then this guy is going to Mount South because I remember that I wanted to get some inspiration on them. And then this guy is going to mess with forest, but they're not that far out, so I'm going to recall this guy. So basically I'm going to recall this guy, let this guy adventure, and then let the rest of these guys adventure. So pretty much want to wait until all of my disciples are back, since I just like to have everything like nicely organized. So now that this guy has collected from there, I'll have them return, and then I'll hit recall on this person too, just to make sure that they don't go out and adventure again. And I'll do the same thing with this guy. So right now I have 7 cats and 1 tiger. Let's see. Okay, so now that it looks like all of my disciples are back, I'm pretty much ready to start to learn all of the manuals and things that I typically learn on these disciples before I get them ready to be able to pretty much fight. And I'll be building these guys to work with like a formation that will contain 8 disciples, since that's what I originally planned them for. So what that means is that in a formation, the auxiliaries, they don't do any damage, and they don't need artifacts. So for auxiliaries, you really just need to increase their match chi and their protect. They don't need to have artifacts equipped. They're pretty much just there to serve as like an extra pool of chi for the pillar. So on these guys, I'm going to have to increase their barrier power, their damage reduction, and their match chi, and then maybe some other things like their personal chi recovery. I won't be using artifacts on them. So basically when I get ready to learn different manuals, I typically will just have like each of them like eat, I don't know, around like 10 Eureka pills each, but I do recognize that I have a lot of disciples, so I want to try to do this in a more smart way. So I think I'll go with starting to learn manuals on mile 1 first, and then I want to pretty much see how much inspiration it will cost for mile 1 to be able to learn everything that I need, because mile 1 is the disciple that I have that has the most attainment. So then I can kind of use them as a rough draft to say that, okay, if mile 1 has the most attainment and it's costing me, I don't know, like 5 million inspiration to learn every manual with mile 1, then I know that the rest of these disciples will only need less than 5 million inspiration, if that makes sense. Since they will be learning everything like identical, and then that will allow me to save my Eureka pills, and I'll be able to funnel like all of the Eureka pills to my pillar, which will be learning all of the things that the auxiliaries will be learning. However, they will also be learning artifact power, artifact chi recovery, increasing the number of artifacts they can hold, and things like that manuals. So as you can see, all of my disciples have around, my original ones have around like 150, and then besides my 1, these guys have closer to like 110 attainment already. So while I'm doing that, I'm going to first save my game, just because I like to have different milestones saved in my game so that I can always go back to them. So I'm going to name this like favorites, because the first thing that I'm going to do is start the favorite manuals. So I'm going to take this save file and then I'm going to put it to a different folder. And now let me just double check that my one doesn't have the Heavenland Talisman equipped. Okay, so that was Mal 3, so I'll unequip this Talisman actually. And then I'll go into the manual pavilion. So for my formation auxiliaries, the first thing I'll search up is match chi. Actually, the first thing that I need to do is unfavorite these manuals that I'll be learning, or these manuals that I have favorited from when I was preparing multiple cultivators for their golden core breakthrough. So I'm going to unfavorite every manual that I have, just so I can have everything organized. I really wish that there was like a way to have multiple different favorite sections. That would be nice, because then I could just have different manuals for different things, but I just have to do it this way. So the first thing I want to search up is match chi plus, and I'm just going to go through every manual and then favorite the ones that I would like to learn. So this one increases base match chi, but only costs 1 attainment. Base match chi. We already have this one for the most part, but so I'm just going through and favoriting everything that adds match chi. And this one gives an artifact match chi bonus of 150%, which isn't too great. However, these are my auxiliaries, so I'm fine with having it. And for the most part, I already have this manual because I learned it before Golden Core. And these guys won't even be using artifacts anyway, so their artifact match chi is not too detrimental. Chi recovery rate and match chi. This is good. Match chi. I'm just favoriting everything that I can find. Base mental state, I don't want to reduce my mental state. Spirit Gale, that's really good. Then as you can see, there's a big difference between these core shaping manuals and these primordial spirit manuals, so that's something to think about too. This one increases con though, so I might keep using it. Then Unity Chant. This one reduces chi absorption efficiency, so I might skip it only because it's only adding 50% mass chi and it's reducing chi absorption efficiency, which is pretty much just like how often they get hungry. 20% mass chi boost. I don't know if I want this for 12 attainment, or even this one right here, but I'll just favorite them just in case. And then Hollow Cascade. This would be something that I would learn as like a last ditch effort. So just because this is manual, costs 27 attainment for these guys. So 1000 match chi for 27 attainment compared to, let's see, 1500 for 24. This one is obviously better than that. Then 10% base for 18 is really expensive, so I'll take this one off. Actually, I'll keep it there and then just like kind of think through it as selecting these manuals. So then besides that, I also want to search up damage reduction to get this Optimus manual, and then there's a manual that reduces attainment called Meticulous Revisions. So I definitely want to learn this manual since it's going to help out a lot. And then chi recovery for the cultivator. I want to search up these manuals. Sword control. I don't care about artifact. Chi recovery for these guys. Abyssal swell. Don't need that. Don't need that. So yeah, I'm really just looking for the ones that increase the cultivators chi recovery, because the artifact chi recovery and the cultivators chi recovery is way different. So this is a really good manual right here. I would say this is probably one of the most important ones. And then this one is also really good. So let's see, I'll then want to switch up like barrier, so that I can get some manuals that increase their barrier power bonus. So these are good. 15% for sits attainment, and this one right here is 40% for sits. So that kind of makes me like more reluctant to want to get that one. And then this one gives a self spirit. Oh, this is the manual that will increase their chi sense by a lot, and chi sense has a good influence on their chi recovery. So this is one that I want to get. So then that also reminds me that I want to search up chi sense too, just so that I can max out my chi sense for my guys. So this will increase it by 5. And this one increases it by 2 for 9 attainment, and I don't think I'll want that. However, I'll be sure to remember that I don't want it. And then actually I'll just take that one out, since I'll just be doing all of my earth guys for now, and then I'll figure it out for my pillar. So now that I've pretty much favorited everything that I want, I'm going to save and return, and then move forward. So now I'm going to name this learn, because this is the point in which I want to be able to learn these manuals, and I always want to have my save files ready. So I'm going to go here and paste that there. So I'm just thinking through. So the next thing I wanted to do, because I'm using cats, is that I want to max out earthbound chi, and I already have this maxed out on this disciple, so I won't need to do that. But however, the second most thing that you want to max out for these guys is their protect level, because they're the auxiliaries, so they just need to be like really strong defensively. So really the most important things are max chi and barrier power level for these guys. So just be mindful about that. Like even this guy right here, Mao 1, I would say it's pretty much good to be a really good auxiliary right now, just because they have 400,000 max chi just from that manual. So realistically, I don't even need to learn any of the manuals that I just favored, and I can really just limit myself to that, because 400,000 chi is more than enough to fight the dragon, especially in vanilla. But you can do this, you can fight the dragon on the highest difficulty with 400,000 chi, and even more so when the formation is like as big as 8 cultivators. And so that actually makes me think, do I want to, learn those manuals? But I will do that, because just if you want to maximize your character, this is what you would do. You will learn all of the manuals that I just showed you guys. But anyways, besides that, what I like to do is I like to just max out my protect first, because that's just usually like my first priority. And then I'll go into the manual pavilion. So I'll do earthbound chi, protect, and then manual pavilion. However, right now I want to have I do have a primordial spirit cultivator. That's a primordial symbols law cultivator, so I can actually use this Heavenshrouding talisman right here, which will reduce my attainment. So then that's going to help me learn more things for cheaper cost. So I'll have this guy create one of those talismans. So let's see which one of these guys has higher inspiration, because they both are primordial spirit, but one of them is out of inspiration. So actually I won't learn on this guy, since they will be, I will need to like save on inspiration in terms of what I use for that guy, since they'll be forming sub spirit. So I'm just gonna move forward with eating a Eureka pill on this guy. But I also want to have a tier 12 silver prosperity talisman, just to increase the inspiration gains between my disciples. Now that I'm thinking about it, I actually, yeah, so typically if you have enough resources to create as many Heavenshrouding talismans as you can, then, or as many Heavenshrouding talismans as you have disciples, then I would recommend that you do that. But I don't think I actually have enough soul gems to create that many to create 8 tier 12 Heavenshrouding talismans. So I think I'll just create the tier 6 Heavenshrouding talismans, and then I'll also move forward with creating one tier 12 civil prosperity talisman. And I'm fine with just having one tier 12 civil prosperity talisman, because to gain inspiration I just need to eat the Eureka pills. So it's going to be really simple for me to equip the civil prosperity talisman, eat the Eureka pills until I have the inspiration that I determine is how much that I'll need, and then give it to the next disciple. However, learning different manuals in the manual pavilion and then swapping over one Heavenshrouding talisman is just going to be way too much for me, when in contrast I can just have these guys all equip tier 6 Heavenshrouding talisman, if that makes sense. So I'm going to move forward with eating a Eureka pill on this guy, or actually I'll need to make a tier 12 simple prosperity talisman first. So I'm going to spectre refine the sacred talisman to tier 12. And I just have mod 1 to do the spectre refinements for now. So I have this tier 12 sacred talisman, and I'm going to have this guy draw a silver prosperity talisman so that I can get the biggest bonus. Let's see. How can I need 1 second to think about this. Let's see. I'm sorry, I'm just looking through my notes and thinking about whatever I need to do to Okay, so now that I have the civil prosperity talisman equipped, I'm sorry, I had to look at something real quick. Now that I have, where's the civil prosperity talisman? Okay, so now that I have the sacred talisman, this guy is drawing the civil prosperity talisman. Civil prosperity. Are you drawing it, dude? Did you draw it? Here we go. Some disciple probably was moving it over. So, anyways, as we know, the civil prosperity talisman will increase your cultivator's learning speed, so it will increase the amount of inspiration that they gain. So once you get to late game and you have enough chi, you should definitely start to have at least one civil prosperity talisman that's tier 12. And then for the purposes of learning, I'll unequip all of these other talismans. And I really think that I just need to have a civil prosperity and maybe a heaven sent talisman, and then maybe a story talisman to increase their mental state. So let's start by removing all of these talismans from these guys. I'll keep the heaven sent because I always feel like I will need the heaven sent. These other ones I don't feel like they need right now. Spiritual traveling, heavenly heart, you definitely don't need that one. Tranquil heart, departing shadow. Why is your mood so bad? Oh, because 4 people died during. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So these guys won't really be happy until for 2 days, basically 1.2 days. Mile 1, mile 2. Mile 3. Mile 4. Okay, so now most of my disciples are set up, and I just need to equip this civil prosperity talisman on mile 1. So as you can see, this guy now has a learning speed of 446%. And then if I toggle this off, it goes from 320 to 446. So this actually added 126 instead of 63. So that's just super useful that this guy has that thought chart that increases their learning speed bonus. So I'm going to go forward with that. And then I also want to make sure all of my disciples have a story talisman, just so that I can ensure that their mental state is above 95. So now he pretty much has everything that, or she pretty much has everything that she needs in order to get the most out of their, the Eureka pills, basically. So let me also check what their inspiration is. So now they're at 4.5 million, and then I'm just going to be like very like meticulous, and then also save the game again, since I think that this is a better point. Let's see. I'm trying to put my save scum somewhere. So I'm just thinking about it. Okay, so this right here, Lost Law, is what you would use to unlock a Shindao Law, and it becomes available to you once you get Mount South to level 2. But I just want to get inspiration with this guy. So now that I maximized learning speed, the first thing I want to do is increase protect, because protect is just the most important thing. And I just want to keep going until I think that the attainment cost for protect costs a little bit, like too much. Oh, I remember. I am so like, I need to reduce this guy's attainment. Let me do that first too. So my original plan was actually for me to take the civil prosperity talisman and give this to my primordial symbols cultivator. Why can't you equip it? Okay, you have so many talismans equipped already. Let's see, they're at 97 mental state, so I don't need to equip the story talisman. So I'm just going to pass this over to this guy because I do want to create the Heavenshrouding talisman, but usually I would skip this step because usually I don't always have a primordial spirit, primordial symbols cultivator. So this guy has only a 277% learning speed, which is what you're more than likely to see if you don't have that learning speed thought chart. So this is something that's more in line with like normal numbers. So I'm going to eat a Eureka pill on this guy, and they have the maximum learning speed that they can get, and they have 97 mental state. So we're going to eat that, and as you can see, they gain 900,000 inspiration. So I'm going to move forward with learning the Heaven Lent talisman through the manual pavilion, because the manual pavilion will reduce inspiration costs significantly. I think it's by 25%, and then it also depends on how much capacity you have here. So the more manuals that you have in a manual pavilion, the more the inspiration costs get reduced. So I'm going to learn Heaven Lent talisman here for 276 inspiration, 276,000 compared to 396,000 here. And then I'm going to move forward with learning this tier 2 manual through the cultivator's inspiration menu, because you can't learn the tier 2 manual otherwise. So now I have the capabilities to make a Heavenshrouding talisman too with this guy. So I also want this guy to spec to refine yet another one, so that I will have like just one Heavenshrouding talisman that's tier 12, just in case I need it. So let's do that. But I don't think I will be like tossing around the Heavenshrouding talisman, honestly. And then I also want to create a Heavenshrouding talisman set for my other guys. So I'm going to draw, I guess 7, because I already have 1 and I have 8 cultivators. But maybe I would just use the tier 12 Heavenshrouding talisman for my pillar. So as you can see, this reduces attainment by 24, and then if you had a tier 12 one, it will reduce attainment by 42. So you know, it's not too much, but it's a good amount. So then let's equip this Heavenshrouding talisman on this guy, or let's craft it first. But yeah, as you can see, this is a lot of things to manage. So like, I am messing up on like things in terms of like explaining it, but like I know what I need to do, and I'm just thinking through like, okay, would I rather have this tier 12 Heavenshrouding talisman, or would I have the tier 6 one? And I'm just like, it's a lot going on. But long story short, you just want to have everything. You want to have the civil prosperity talisman to reduce your attainment, and then you want to have the you want to have the civil prosperity talisman to increase your learning speed, and then you want to have the Heavenshrouding talisman if you have a primordial spirit. If you have a primordial symbols cultivator that is a primordial spirit, then you can create the Heavenshrouding talisman. But it's not a #1 priority. And I wouldn't say like, don't do this if you do not have a Heavenshrouding talisman. This is me doing a lot of extra steps that are honestly unnecessary. So don't worry too much about this. Like a tier 6 Heavenshrouding talisman is still good enough. Anything is good enough. So as you can see, I have this tier 12 Heavenshrouding Talisman, and I will be maxing protect on all of my disciples. So I think I do want to pass around the Heavenshrouding Talisman, since I'll be having to do that like manually anyways, the tier 12 one. But in terms of like learning everything in the manual pavilion, I'll be using the tier 6 ones, because I'm not making 7 tier 12 Heavenshrouding Talismans, because I just don't think it's worth it. So as you can see, this guy has their attainment reduced, or this girl, sorry. And I'm in the inspiration menu again, so now it's time for me to mass protect. And as you can see, this costs 67,000. But yeah, the most important thing is earthbound chi, and then protect, and then everything else that you have. Oops, I forgot to record how much inspiration I'm using. So let's see. I'll just use my notepad. I think they started at like, I know I used at least 60,000, and then I kept using it a couple of times. So maybe I would just say like, I'll just say like 4.3 million that they started with, right? So then I'll keep increasing protect. It doesn't have to be like, you know, perfectly accurate. So I got protect to 20. I'm thinking, do I want to get it to 23? Not really. I'll just keep it at 20, because 20 is like the base inspiration that most disciples can have, so I don't want them to have like an obvious advantage. So now they're at they're at 4.3 million inspiration, or they have 4.3 million inspiration, and they used they're now at 2.9 inspiration. So mass protect, and this is like you guys watching me like gather this information in real time. I've actually never done something like this before, so I'm also just collecting this data for myself to have, since I think it will be more useful. From massing protect, and then from learning manuals, I'll also document how much inspiration they had. What was their starting attainment though? I think their starting attainment was, well, they had the most attainment, so their starting attainment was I think it was like 180. But this wouldn't be accurate if I learned the manuals right now, because this guy has the tier 12 Heavenshrouding Talisman. Let's see. But honestly, I think that this guy had like 190 attainment around, and these other guys at most they have like 150. So if the Heavenshrouding Talisman is reducing his attainment by 40, and then is reducing these guys' attainment by 20, then it still should be fairly accurate. fairly accurate. So let me just move forward with learning these manuals. Sorry about that. This is just a lot to think about. So mile 1, I'll just go to favorites, and luckily I do have that mod that's sorting everything by attainment. So before, a couple of months ago, when I would do this, I would have to like try to do this by myself by learning these manuals by attainment, but I don't have to do that now. And as you can see, everything is just neatly ordered already. So I'm just gonna start to learn some manuals. Base match chi. These are cheap, so I'm fine, even though these numbers are pretty small. That's negative 120 lifespan. So let me make sure this guy even has a good amount of lifespan. I want to make sure that everyone has over 120 lifespan actually. But I think this guy does have that menu. So it looks like mile 3 and 4 need some lifespan pills. Okay, so 2, 3, and 4 need to eat some lifespan consuming things. And luckily I have a lot of these from doing those manifesting caves. So as you can see, I have 4 Vitata elixirs, which increase lifespan by 200. So 2, 3, and 4 are the guys that need to eat these pills. So let's continue with what I was doing before I got distracted. So yeah, I'm just going to go through these. Match chi, base match chi, lifespan, 100 base match chi, chi recovery rate, that's super important. 10% bonus in match chi for 3 attainment is not really worth it, so I don't think I'll be learning this. This one is mainly for artifact crafting, so I'll actually take this one off. 30% for 3 is, it's not as bad as 10, so I guess I'll do it, but these numbers are just really small right now. Barrier power, I'll take that. And then this one, it decreases attainment, so this one actually should be learned first because it's the cheapest one. So let me actually change that up. And then this also gives chi absorption efficiency, so I'm also thinking about that. And then this one reduces all damage, which is very important. This one increases mass chi by 2000%. And then let's see, 100%, 50%. So this is just, and then this increases chi sense, barrier power, and this increases it by 4,000. And then 150. Like honestly, if I was to just be like very bare boned about this, because like it really depends on how much inspiration you want to learn, honestly, because as you see, like I'm going through these manuals and I'm like, wait, this manual increases this stat by like so little and it causes this much inspiration. I think the base match chi is very important to learn, so let's go with that. Base match chi, this is only 75% bonus in match chi, so I don't think I'll be learning this one. I just want to be very like efficient with what I'm doing. Chi recovery rate and match chi, like that's more than worth it. And then meticulous visions, I need that first. I need to continue to remember that one. And then this one, barrier power. This is good, however, I don't need chi absorption efficiency if I'm being honest with myself. This takes 2000 match chi. And then this one right here is a 100% bonus in match chi, which I mean, it's better than the other one, so I'll keep it even though it's on the lower end. And then this one increases con by 20%, so this is one that I will be wanting. Then this one increases chi sense, and then this increases match chi by 4,000%, base match chi. My main goal is to have everything like kind of fit in one thing. 50% match chi and it's reducing chi absorption efficiency. I definitely don't want that. This is the most important one since it increases chi recovery rate. And then 500% match chi bonus for 12 attainment. I'll have to look around to see if that's actually worth it. And then this increases base match chi by 20% for 12 attainment. I don't really want that right now. This one is very necessary. This one increases base match chi by 10%. That's definitely not worth it. And then this is kind of questionable, and then so is this. So these ones, they increase match chi by a lot. However, I would say these I will put more in the treat category. Treat category is like, if you get that, then that's just kind of like a good thing to get. And then this one, 500% for 12 attainment. Okay, so we have a dilemma right now. This is just a problem with my, like, I want everything to be nice and organized and perfect. As you can see, I have 4 manuals, but I have slots to learn 3. So like my life would be easier if I didn't have to like go back into the manual pavilion with my disciples. So I think I do want to remove one of these manuals, and I'm thinking it would make the most sense to remove this one since it's 1000 match chi for 27 attainment, and this one right here is 24 for 1500, and this one is 800 for 15. So this one has like less of an efficiency for me, and this is going to change based on the cultivators that you're using. So I just set it up so that I'm only using earth cultivators, so all these counter added things only make sense for me. So if you were doing this with different disciples, you probably wouldn't be able to remove these items from favorites, because if I had like a auxiliary that would be a wood cultivator, then I might actually want to learn this manual because it will only cost 9 attainment instead. But because I'm only using earth cultivators, I'm good to unfavorite this manual. But once I go back to learning manuals on my pillar, then I want to start to re-favorite these manuals, basically, if that makes sense. So this is what I'm working with pretty much. And let's see. Now that I have all of that selected, oh, there's actually one more that I would need to remove. But I think it varies because some of these add chi sense, so I also need to check how much chi sense my cultivator needs, because there's no point in getting extra chi sense. So as you can see, this guy has 18 out of 23, so I only need 5 chi sense. So I can also exclude manual based on that. So let's go back into here, go to favorites, and then I'll just do every one except for the one that increases chi sense, and except for the one that increases chi sense significantly. Well, this one increases protect, so I'll have to make a decision. I want 7 slaughtering form too, so let's see. So this one increases chi sense by 5, but it increases intelligence. And then this one increases its chi sense by way more than 5. I think, I forget exactly how much, but I know it's more than 5. And this increases protect, so I think I will go with the one that increases protect instead. So I think for my disciples, it's going to be the difference between me choosing this manual or this manual, depending on where their chi sense level is. But for the most part, I want this since it also increases protect. But this one costs a lot more attainment, so I'll also have to kind of see if this disciple is even going to be able to learn everything. So this guy has 2.9 million inspiration. So they have 2.9 million inspiration. So let's see how much. And then there's a formula for to calculate like how much inspiration it will cost to learn these manuals. However, I'm just too lazy right now to like actually create an Excel sheet to do the formula. So I'm just going to do it based on like what I'm observing from me playing the game, just because I don't want to just jump into Excel and create a whole new Excel sheet right now. So it seems like this guy's learning a good amount of manuals with their 2.9 million. Okay. So they stopped at Ancient Barrier, which is 6 attainment. So right now they have 380,000. So then, let's see, just so I can calculate the cost. So it was 2.9 million. So that was in total, I would say that was in total costed, so far I would say I spent 2.5 million inspiration. Right. So then let's have them eat a Eureka pill, but also double check that they have the proper talisman. So this guy needs to have the Silver Prosperity Talisman equipped. I don't think I would need the Heaven Sent Talisman right now. So let's see. Silver Prosperity Talisman. Especially since they already have like maximum intelligence, so So I have Heavenshrouding, Silver Prosperity, and the Story Talisman, so that's good. What is this event? I'll just choose this one. And then I'll have them eat the Eureka pill, so now they're sitting at a learning speed of 363.9%. Let's see. Okay, so this kind of increases it by a little bit. Yeah, so some stats are having an effect on learning speed, so I don't need to use the Heavenshrouding Talisman right now, but they have a study task right now, so if I do this and then they start to learn, then it will cause increased inspiration, so I think I'll keep the Heavenshrouding on, remove the Heaven Sent, and take a hit of like 10% learning speed. And then obviously there are some other factors that I'm overlooking because I believe this guy had like 400% learning speed when I looked at it before. So there's just something that I'm missing, but I don't really care about it because they already have really high learning speed. So let's just have them eat the Eureka pill. And now they're at 1.4 million inspiration. So they gain 1.1 million inspiration from eating that Eureka pill. And they're going to continue to learn. So or 1.4 million, sorry. I don't know why I said 1.1. Let's just see how many manuals they are able to learn. Nice, I got 16,000 followers from that. Oh, it looks like they were only able to learn like one thing. So it looks like we're in a point where I'm like, what is happening? So let's see what it looks like. I'm just going to cancel this and then go back to favorites. And okay, so this costs 500,000. This costs 1 million. If I had to choose between all of these manuals, then I would really just want Primordial Embryo and Chant of the Rapids, but so far I've only eaten one Eureka pill with this guy, but I have everyone allocated to have 10, so I'm just gonna move forward with eating like I'll just meet myself in the middle and eat 4 more Eureka pills with this guy, just so I can see what their inspiration is like. So right now they have 300 left over, so that means they have 300,000 left over, so that means they just spent 1.1 million again. So the total inspiration that I use right now is 3.6 million. And I'm going to eat 4 Eureka pills. And then see where their inspiration is at again. So they ate 4, so now they're at 4.6 million inspiration. I need it to be like downward. Okay. So now if I go back to the favorites and then I know I don't want this one. I want to get this one. But this one costs like double that. That's insane. So I have 4.6 million. So if I do this, then maybe I'll be able to get like. So these cost 12 attainment each, and then this one costs 15. They're all around the same amount of cost. So I don't have to learn these in order because I would already be doing it. And I think that Primordial Embryo and Chant of the Rapids are way more important than the other two. So I'll just start with Primordial Embryo, Chant of the Rapids, and then I'll go forward with Duality, Immortal Body, and then just hope that I have enough inspiration. Okay, so I was able to comfortably learn these 3, and I still have 900,000 inspiration left. So then that means I spent I have 4.6 million. I have 900,000 left, so that means I spent 3.7 million spent. So this is round 2. This is round 1. So first I spent 2.9 million, and then I spent 1.1 million. And then that was a total of 3.6 million in total. Then I have 4.6 million, and then I spent 3.7 million. So then my total is 3.6 plus 3.7, which is 7.2 million total. Inspiration. So let me go into these disciples. And then let's see what else I can learn. Okay, so now I can learn like one of these. I don't need this anymore because I've maxed out my chi sense for sure. Yeah, I think I would say that I'm overall satisfied with where I'm at. So this guy has 630,000 total chi, and then they have 23 protect. So yeah, I think what I'm working with right now with this current set and this gameplay is that like my disciples will need around like 7 million inspiration required. So that's pretty much the goal, is to get all of my guys to 7 million inspiration. So let me save and return, and then mark that down. So you guys can just use this as a guideline, just from me doing all of that extra work, to know that like if you do this in a similar manner that I just did it, then you will need around like 7 million inspiration, like at most. But obviously, if you keep your golden cores like more bare bone than I had mine, then it would be less. So I'm just gonna name this Eat Eureka's, because at this point I'm just gonna have all of my disciples eat Eureka pills until they have like around 7 million inspiration, and hopefully that will be more easy to do. Let's see. I'm gonna create save scum file. And then besides that, because I was working on agencies, I do have some agencies. Like this place had 1.6 million. So I could get some extra inspiration from there, or I can farm more Eureka pills if I need to. So now this is the process where I do everything over again, and then I like transfer everything over. So Silver Prosperity Talisman, and then Heavenshrouding Talisman. Now it's Mile 2's turn. Disciples are trying to touch it. Oh, I already had them do that. This vessel. So let's see, Mile 2. Let me also remove this. Either Heaven Sent or Story Talisman. Yeah, I'll just remove the Heaven Sent Talisman on these guys. I just want to kind of watch to see if it's reducing your learning speed. Yeah, so let's say Mile 5 will have the 5 and 6. They both have like low learning speed. Oh, Mile 7 is going to be the one that's struggling through. And let's see, what's this guy? He's at 170%, so that's like in between everything. So it's not too bad. Okay, so Mile 2 now has everything equipped. And honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, because I set it up so that the disciples just had to learn everything in one round and I'm not in a rush, then that makes me want to use the tier 12 Heavenshrouding Talisman for everything, since I just did that so quick, honestly. Like, it wasn't really that bad. So I'm just going to move forward with doing it that way. But I would say that in general, it's really up to you in terms of like what you want and how you want to do it. Like, you can always farm more Eureka pills and get more inspiration eventually, especially if you're playing on vanilla. You have time. And as I said before, like, these guys are pretty much ready at base level without even learning like too much from the manual pavilion. They just need protect, and then they need just earthbound chi. So one thing I'm noticing is that not all of my disciples have earthbound chi, so let me first move forward with learning that, so that I can learn the so that I can learn the tier 2 manuals. Earthbound chi. And I'm learning this in the manual pavilion just because it's cheaper. I think at the very least, this is a situation where I should actually learn it with the Heavenshrouding talismans that I have on them. Five, 6, 7. Because that would be kind of pointless for me to not do it like that. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So let's try that again. Oops, let me actually, I don't know if they will learn it first or equip it first. So let's wait till these guys equip the Heavenshrouding talismans. Okay, so round 2. There's just a lot of things to be considered. Earthbound chi. I think Mao 2 already has it, but let me just check. Nope, they don't. So as you can see, the inspiration costs are way less because they now have a Heavenshrouding talisman equipped. It used to be like 60,000, now they're closer to like 30 or 40,000. That was 60,000 for that guy. So let me just double check that Mao 6 and Mao 7 have their Heavenshrouding talismans equipped. Okay, yeah, they do. Alright, so now all these disciples will move forward with learning Earthbound Chi. So now I'll begin. And then I just want to save and return again, since I would rather have it set up so that my save file is before that point. Because imagine like 2 months from now, I'm trying to like see what I did last time, and then I'm just like, oh man, and I just forget about that, and then I have to do that whole process all over again. So that would just be annoying for me, because I do like to go back into my save files and try to do these things over again. So as you can see, Mao 2 has a Silver Prosperity and the Heavenshrouding talisman. They're currently at 1 million. So the 7 million was actually after I learned to protect. So let me just start with this. Max out Earthbound Chi just to get them to their base level. And then max out protect. Let's see, we're almost at an hour. So this is definitely a lot of work. Okay, so here he's at 18 protect. So now let's eat another Eureka pill. Let's see where we're at. So this guy's getting like 1 million inspiration per Eureka pill. These guys also have lunar form. I forgot about that. That's interesting. Yeah, I think I'm just not going to touch lunar form. So now, as we figured out earlier, I want to give this guy 7 million inspiration to learn manuals from this point, and they're at 132 attainment, which I believe is way less than the other guy had. So let me just start off with like 5 Eureka pills, since I know they're getting 1 million inspiration per Eureka pill. Oops, not Mao 1, Mao 2. So 5 Eureka pills, and let's just double check. So this guy has 13 out of 20 chi sense too. So now he's at 6 million inspiration. So let's just begin to learn. And I know that they're at 13 out of 20, so I'll just need to get duality immortal body if I can. So yeah, we just go forward with learning everything. I'm going to skip Seneca. Manual because that increases chi sense, and I'm already learning duality immortal body for chi sense. And then I think it would be smart for me to just stop at primordial embryo and channel the rapids because these are the most important ones that I want. And then this is 500 for 12, but then this is okay. It's triple that for, so this is 500 max chi for 12 attainment, but this is 1500 max chi for 24. So this is double the attainment cost, but triple the amount of max chi. So I'm actually just going to go with this one, and then try to leave it like this, and try to skip over a mom again. Oh, what happened to this guy? That's interesting. A gnarled vine for 14. A gnarled vine is pretty much worth 1500 spirit stones, so I won't accept that offer. Let's see what this merchant is doing. Okay, so they want a sage fruit. Do I have a sage fruit? Yeah, I do. Ooh, I'm rich. I am rich, guys. I'm rich. Give me all of your money. This is going to be the easiest merchant trip. Oh, sun pills too. Nice. I'll give them another sage fruit. And then, obviously, I want to trade them the gear that I got from these other disciples. Casual. I just like bows, so I don't really trade bows. And then anything that's not a bow goes. And the sect uniforms. Just doing this to clear out my inventory. All of the low tier thin pants. Oh, that was tier 6. I'm gonna keep those. Low tier. As far as material goes, is there anything? No. So let's see what happens if I take off a sage fruit. No, the sage fruit is best. So I think I just got really lucky with this one, honestly. And I'm actually able to get some sun pills, which I'll need for my sub-spirit turtle. So that's really nice. And then also you can trade Eureka pills too for things, but I think elixir items are worthless for this guy right now, so that's just unfortunate. Guess I'll just take a justice pill. Just because I don't feel like balancing things out. And I'll take this. And an earth flux. Yeah, I think that would be appropriate. Okay, let's see how I can give him this 500 more. Oh wait, I'm pretty sure I have a poem of sadness too that I could trade. Let's see if I can get to that item. Yeah, I have 2 poems of sadness. So that's worth 3,000. Interesting. Yeah, at this point I'm just rich, like honestly. Soul Pearl, I guess you can have that. Yay. I definitely got that achievement before, but speaking of poem of sadness, let me make sure that I also get that one, the one from before. Sorry for the interruption, but that was just too juicy. That's like, man, there's all these free items, I need them. I know that one of these sects sells a poem of sadness. Let's see, the Golden Sun Crown. Maybe I bought it already. Whatever. Okay, back to learning. So Mao 2 had, how much inspiration did they have? I think they had 6.7 million. So let's actually try to document. They're at 6.7 million inspiration. And let's see if they can learn all of these things in one go so I can finally rest my soul. But as you can see, it takes time for these guys to learn these things in the manual pavilion, so it's definitely better to just be able to do this in parallel. If you're on like a higher difficulty where you're like waiting. Because if you're trying to do the data invasion, like doing it this way, it just won't work. So this guy has a little bit more to learn. Let's see, which one did they end up with? Oh, it seems like they're only missing like one manual. And then they ended up with 1.6 million, so they use 5.1 million, I believe. So let's just eat a Eureka pill. After that, so now they're at 2.4 million, and it looks like they're done. So they had 2.4 million, now they're at 7.9, so they use then 2.4 into 800,000. So what's that? 1.6 million. So then he used about, oh, that's perfect. So they started with 6.7 million. They used 1.5 million. And then they used 1.6 million more. So they used 6.7 million inspiration. So I think they were just like barely not making it. Nice. So now they're at 575,000 total mass chi. So let's see, which favors did I miss? Amalgam, I don't need that. And then this one right here increases intelligence and chi sense. However, I did duality immortal body, so they have a chi sense of 20 already, so that would be unnecessary for me to do more. So now that I definitely know that it's like if I get 6 million inspiration, 6.7 million inspiration, then I'll be good. But this guy right here, he only has 79 attainment. Wow. Oh, that's because they all have Heavenshrouding talismans on right now. So let's do the same thing with all of these disciples. Heavenshrouding talisman and the silver prosperity talisman should be equipped. Unequipped, sorry. And then mount 3. Silver prosperity. Heavenshrouding. Then I'm going to go to mount 3 and then check their attainment. Check their chi sense, just to make sure I don't try to overcap it by mistake. So I only need 5, so I may want to not get through all the immortal body, but it increases protect, so it just makes the most sense to get that one. So this guy has 2 million inspiration already, and they have a learning speed of 347%, so it will be cheaper for this guy. But let's move forward with maxing out earthbound chi, and then maxing out protect. Got them to 20 protect, and then as you can see, that's the benefit of the sunflower disciple. They can just get earthbound chi to increase their mass chi by a lot. So there's not even much that I need to do. And then this guy also can do artifact crafting, so I do want to stay like pretty lean in terms of the amount of inspiration I'm getting on them, because I do want to potentially have them as a guy that can create some okay artifacts if there's room for me to fit that in. So they're 1 million inspiration, and I want to get them to 6 or 7 million. So let's just have them start off with eating like, I want to say like 3 Eureka pills. So now they're at 4 million. So then I think if I have like 2 more, then I'll be good. So now they're at 6.3, which I think will be enough, because they're starting off with lower inspiration than the other guys, or lower attainment. So let's just do this again. So basically I don't need to take Seneca because their chi sense is not like horrible. Then once I get the primordial embryo, I want to make sure I get Chandler Rapids and Mind Blast first. Or these, because these all increase chi recovery rate. Because chi sense increases chi recovery rate, and so does, you know, chi recovery rate. And I'll go like this. So Mind Blast and then Amalgam. Since Mind Blast is more efficient than Amalgam. Oh, this guy has been ready to think. Let me have this guy think too. Honestly, I don't even have the energy after everything that I just did to try to even figure this one out. I don't even want smelling incense because it's just reducing cultivation speed, so I don't know, I'll just put it there. Don't sleep, you have a task to do. So this is pretty much why I wanted to do it with like each disciple one by one. But I mean, at this point, I did save on Eureka pills for my 1, 2, and 3. Because I think my 1 only used a few, and then 2 and 3 are only using a little bit too. So let's see, where are they at? Okay, they're at primordial embryo. Oh, I think they just went to sleep. Okay. Get back up. I'm like, you have 4 million inspiration. There's no way. Please leave me alone. I'm busy doing something. So Model 3 ended up with 700,000 left over, so I'm pretty much in line with everything. It looks like I have everything down to a science at this point. So yeah, based on this video, you can at least, like, if someone asks you and you have like if someone asks you about this, you know that you can pretty much tell people like, okay, if you want to learn all the good Max Chi manuals, which are like listed out in this video, then you just need like 7 million inspiration after you've learned earthbound chi. So if they're earth cultivators and they don't need to learn earthbound chi, then it's even less than that. But let's move forward with Model 4 and then 5 and 6 and 7. But as you can see, this is the difference between like this taking like 30 minutes and this taking 10 minutes to do, moving these items over and over to different disciples, because I'm just too poor to have multiple of them. So then Model 4 is going to equip these 2 items. I wonder if he replaced the Heavenshrouding talisman. Okay, so we're good on that. And then they have a learning speed of 326% and 1.5 million. So I think they would need to eat like, I'll start with 4 Eureka pills, but I think they'll need to eat 5. But I'll just do 4 to be safe, especially because I'm just trying to save. Crimson fruit for a heaven spread. This is perfect. So they're 5.4 million. So let's just have one more so that they can be at that 6. Yeah, 6.4 million inspiration. So, you know, the Heavenshrouding talisman is helping out. Otherwise, I would need to probably use one more Eureka pill. Oops, I didn't check their chi sense, so let me do that. They're at 16, so they're good. But in some cases, you would need to learn both of these. So primordial embryo and then Chandler Rapids, duality and motor body, and then mind blast and amalgam. Feel free to screenshot that if you want to use that for your sunflower cultivators. Oh, this guy reached the limit. Okay, let's do a breakthrough. Sorry, I've been neglecting you. And it's day 121, so everything reset in terms of the sex trade. You know, I really don't feel like checking this out right now, so I'm just gonna do it very lazily. Pig demon meat, that's good. I'm like, yeah, pick David me. Cool. I still have 3 more disciples to learn these manuals with. Oh wait, he reached the limit. Ooh, this is scary. Okay, let's turn that off. Okay, nice. So I can do this breakthrough. However, I believe that it's a. Oh, so if I get through this breakthrough, then that's when I can do the demigod tribulation, I believe. So I'll check that out in the next video. But right now, I just want to focus on these guys. And then this guy is still coding. Wow, they're moving slow. What's their cultivation speed? Maybe I messed up on something. 300%. Nope, they're just getting cultivation slow. Oh, it's their law match that's making it hard. Yeah, this guy, I don't even know they're going to make it to this talisman. Their law match is just tanking their cultivation speed. It's pretty bad. Come on, Mile 4, you got this. These guys are getting mad. They're in bad moods. They're hurt. Like, come on. I do not care about you guys. I just want to learn these manuals right now. Oh, wow. That was perfect for Mile 4. Let's see how much inspiration they have left. They have 2.9 million left over. Wow. That's insane. I definitely Oh, I didn't max earthbound chi or protect. That makes sense. I'm like, did I mess up somewhere? The good thing is that these things aren't too expensive, but I did mess up the order, so I'll probably end up spending more than I want to. Yeah, I need to max out this guy's protect. So that was just a mistake on my end. And like honestly, I'd rather just do these guys like all together so that I don't make these mistakes. Because now I'm consuming like more Eureka pills than I thought that I would be. At this point it's just not even becoming worth it. Okay, we're getting there. We're almost at 20. All of the Eureka pills that I saved. I ruined that for sure. But it's okay. That's why you farm a lot. So now it's time for Mile 5. Again, same situation. Want to max out earthbound chi for real this time. And then if you're interested, check out their learning speed. 164%. I really would love to have those extra Eureka pills if it's going to be that low. So let's see what would happen if I ate 5 Eureka pills on Mile 5. Oof. I think I would need to eat 10 on this guy for sure. Or 12, I guess. Because I'm only getting 500k ESP. How is it that low? That hurts me, honestly. So let's have Mile 5 eat 5 more Eureka pills. Or I guess it would, yeah, I'll just do 5 just to get them to that 5 million and then figure out the rest from there. So there are 5 million inspiration. The good thing is I only have like 3 more disciples left and I still have loads of Eureka pills. Wait, what? Did I misclick right there? Let me see. Okay. So my Mile 5 for some reason already has like a lot of these manuals. That's interesting. Why did I learn these manuals on Mile 5? Or did I just mess up and learn these manuals on Mile 5 instead of Mile 4? Nope, I definitely learned those manuals on Mile 4. Huh. Yeah, they already have 670,000, so I didn't even need to do that. I should have checked. Yeah, I don't remember, but apparently on Mile 5, I learned loads of these manuals. That's so weird, honestly. I must have like got into a fight and then was like, let me learn some manuals to increase this guy max chi. Well, whatever. Yet another mistake on my end. And then I'm pretty sure I selected a Hysteria Seneca too, and this guy probably doesn't have low chi sense. Okay, let's turn that off again. That was a very weird situation. Oh, they already have a Hysteria Seneca, so I didn't even need to cancel that. This guy already had half of the manuals learned. Impressive, Mount 5. You've tricked me. You've tricked me to using all of my Eureka pills on you. This video is getting longer than the usual ones, but I think it's very important. I think that I did already cover most of what I wanted to cover, but I do want you guys to see the process because I don't want there to be like cuts in between the videos to the point where you guys are confused about how I got where I got. Oops, I forgot to increase protect again. Oh man, this is getting sad, honestly. So Mal 5 has double swindled me. I'll just eat 3 Eureka pills just to get this done real quick. But the good thing is looking like my pillar will have like at least 40 Eureka pills that you consume. So this is why I'm like obsessive. Or at least I was obsessive because I was just not sure about what I could do with my 8 disciples. So this guy has 20 protect now. And you know, I didn't do it efficiently for the last two guys, but I mean, it's okay. So we got 20 protect, and then they have everything, and then they have 1 million max chi, which is, wow, that's a lot. So I think Mount 5, 6, and 7 are going to have a lot more max chi than the other guys. Oh, maybe these guys already have these learned because those were things that I selected for when they were core shapers, and then for Mount 1, 2, 3, and 4, they didn't have the extra manuals unlocked, so they didn't just have those manuals. Yeah, that would make more sense. So I need to be a little bit more careful with these guys because there's less that they need to learn. So Mount 6, let's see where you're at. 221% learning speed. I like to see that. And then how much inspiration do you have already? So let's start out with maxing earthbound chi, and don't forget to mass protect. Don't forget to mass protect. I had to like talk to myself these days. Come on. Let's continue. I just have 3 right now. So they're 2 million. Okay, they're getting a great amount of inspiration for each Eureka pill. I just had 3 and I got 2 million. Going to get protected 20. And then continue to eat some more Eureka pills. I think I'll just do 5. There are 3 million. Let's see how much I can learn with 3 million. Was that Mount 6? Yeah, that was definitely the case for these guys. Oh, let's also see if they happen to have max chi sense. Okay, they have 10 out of 21. Let's double check this earthbound chi and protect our mats. That's also good to see because now I can kind of like figure out if I can get my turtle to... Sorry, I need to think about this. I can also figure out if I need to get my turtle to what tier golden core I can have for my turtle. So these guys have tier 1 260% quality golden core store, and their base chi of this one is 3,900. Well, for Mount 5 I need to go off of this one. Tier 1. Oh, this guy has significantly less, so he only has 185, so they have a 2,700 extra base chi. And they easily got 1 million, so how much extra base chi does this guy have? 1,500. That's like 1,200 less. So yeah, I don't think they'll be able to get 1 million inspiration. Yeah, I don't think it's happening. But they might be able to if I consume those sun pills too. So that's something to consider. So this guy's at 990, and it looks like they're continuing to increase it. Again, the golden core score is really just to add a certain amount of base chi. So that's really what it is, 3,900 base chi. And then, let's see, how far did they get? Okay, so they got to like the last few ones because they're on Chain of the Rapids. So I'm just going to be a little bit more frivolous. Since I do have a lot of Eureka Pills and I only have one other disciple besides the Pillar. So did I need to farm 110 Eureka Pills? Probably not. I will admit that I did go a little overboard on that. I'm sorry that you guys had to watch me farm Eureka Pills for like 4 hours straight. Wow. I'm rich in Eureka Pills. Go ahead, guys. Just eat some more. Go ahead. Just learn the manuals. Charity. I don't know what to choose for this one. Okay, wood. Thank you, mod. So now this guy has everything, and then they have 1.2 million chi, which is great. So let's remove this. And then finally on the last disciple. Mile 7 is your turn to shine. Equip. Thank you. Let's see. Learning speed 182%. Not the worst, not the best. I just know that they're going to need like at least 5 Eureka Pills, so I'm going to have them equip that. Or eat those 5. Same thing, you know, it's just very repetitive when you have so many disciples, but I do think that it saves me a lot of brain power, and it helps me keep it simple to be using disciples of the same element, honestly. And it's definitely doable with other disciples, but it's just a lot to manage, and it might take you longer than 2 hours just to get this done. So I want to start to approach 6 million inspiration to learn all the manuals, maybe even something like 4 or 3 million. So they just got 500,000 from one, so I think I need to consume 4 more. Okay, now 3 million, so I have 2 more. Okay, so now they're at 4 million, which I think is appropriate. Then I'll just learn everything here. These guys are getting bad moves and stuff. Let me have this guy actually Panacea the sect again. It's been a while since I've done that. Everyone gets a Panacea. Then this guy is just injured. The Panacea is going to actually heal these injuries though. So Mile 7 is learning. Oh wow, they're still missing some? Oh, they're like missing 1 manual. So let's just keep eating until they start to learn again. Let's eat again. No? Wow, how much inspiration does this cost? Okay, there we go. I can be way more frivolous now that I know that I went above and beyond in terms of how many Eureka Pills I needed. So yeah, pretty much all of my disciples are good in terms of how strong they are defensively, my auxiliaries, and then I still have 43 Eureka pills left over. So my pillar is going to pretty much need to learn the same exact things that I learned on my auxiliaries, but they're going to need even more manuals, and their learning speed isn't really that great. So I can see myself using about like 20 Eureka pills on my pillar, and then all the rest of my Eureka pills will go to getting this guy to be able to fight the demigod tribulation, and then it's going to be for one of these guys to be able to craft artifacts, and then it will also be for this guy to get a little bit more max chi so that they can hopefully work to do some tribulations to get some sub-spirits. And hopefully I won't need to farm more Eureka pills, but I think that I might need to farm like, I don't know, like 15 to 20 more mats. But then at the same time, I do have my agencies that are starting to really get their powers up. So we'll see what happens with that. And then, let me turn this on because I definitely did realize that I lost a good amount of disciples over here. So let's see if there's any agencies that I can make to tier 2. I lost so many followers in my agencies, which, I mean, it sucks, but that's not the main point of my gameplay. But I would definitely recommend that you try your best to retain your followers for sure. So let's just go to the power menu because that was a little bit confusing to look at. Okay, so now everyone has a policy, pretty much. So I should be good on that. And then of course I'll be losing a good amount of wheat every day, but later on I'll be able to send my disciples out to actually go collect wheat at Ratoon Village, and so things will get better. But I'm not too worried about that. I just got some invaders 22 seconds ago. Wow. It's a good amount of golden core invaders. Okay, I guess I have to deal with these invaders first. But obviously these invaders, they can't even really touch me, like, because my disciples are just so tanky right now, since I was able to learn all those manuals. So let me wrap it up with finishing these invaders. So I'll just name this day 123 learning done. So pretty much when I started to favor the manuals, that was day 117, and I finished learning them on all 7 of my disciples by day 123. So that's 5 days, and then I still have to learn them on my pillar, so it's probably going to be like even more. So this is actually day 124. So that took me 6 days, which is pretty much like a lot of time if you're on a time constraint. Whereas if I did it the other way, where I learned them all, I made them all use the main pavilion together, then it would have cost me like a little bit more Eureka pills, but it probably would have saved me like at least like 3 days. So that's just something to consider. But yeah, I'm gonna have this guy deal with these. Oh, and I forgot to actually activate this. I need to activate the statue to summon the dog. So he should be good to catch aggro. I'll just have all of my disciples like start to aggro these guys, just so that they don't start to like attack my outer disciples again. And I'm pretty sure my turtles should be able to tank a lot of them because they have so much barrier power. But this guy should be able to make easy work of them now that they have 3 artifacts. So as you can see, they're just doing a good amount of damage. This is like a whole war over here. So yeah, Huya is definitely doing like way more damage to these guys. Chaos Void. Use Vitality Chant, which is just really good. Divine Bolt. So I got 1 down. And then where's the other ones? Okay, this one is also down. I wonder who killed him. Probably Huya. I don't know who he was targeting. And then these other ones are just dying by my guys. So yeah, I made easy work of these enemies. And, you know, Vitality Chant is really good for battle. It's like a Fortnite potion, honestly, or something like that. But yeah, I was able to handle that. Thank you guys for watching. Sorry that this one is longer. I just had to do that with 7 disciples. So if you watched this whole video to see it through, then I appreciate you. And even if you didn't, that's cool. I hope you understood the concept of what I was doing. And then I can show you guys exactly which manuals that I had favorited, in case you just want to like go off of that, basically. So these are the manuals that I had favorited, basically. And then these are the ones that I was learning based on the manuals that I already had on my disciples. So it pretty much should look something similar to this, but let's see. There are some other manuals that shouldn't be there. So Seneca, and then I don't know. There were some other manuals that I learned before Golden Core, but in general, this is the set, and then it kind of looks like this. But you can just go back to the other recording and see. But anyways, I'm done with this video. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed something, and I hope you learned something. And I hope that this really helps you out when you build out your Shandao cultivators in terms of formation, and that you pretty much know exactly what you need to do when creating formation auxiliaries. And yeah, see you next time.